Hello everyone. So just doing a little video for one of the individuals who's purchased one of the kits from me. And now within majority of my kits you'll have either something like this or a different type of camera, depending on what you want me to build for you. Now one thing that is kind of coming apparent with the kits that I've been sold out is there's an element of focusing that comes about. Now the cameras and the units that I send will always have a lens like this, 16mm lens, and with a locking ring. Now what I try to do is I use a scope. In fact it is this scope, nothing special, a nice cheapy made in China 14x16 scope, just to get these crosshairs roughly kind of sharpened up before I ship them out. Now the reason I do that is because I don't want anyone to be getting a camera through that is going to take them an absolute age to sort out before they start shooting things with it. Now one thing that came about is in terms of how to adjust this. Now I've done a video before about how to do the focusing, but I thought, well, it might be just worth to explain a little bit more about this part here. Nothing too complicated, but it just helps matters. So with the lens, a lens will screw in and out, and depending on how that screws in and out, it adjusts what they call, I believe, is called the focal plane. So depending on where your image is, so your image effectively is, we'll say, about that far away, you're wanting that to focus in. So a bit like how your eye operates with the lens, your eye contracts a certain muscle and alters the lens to obviously to focus in, focus out, depending on whether this item is closer or further away. And exactly the same principle applies to this, except what we're not doing, instead of the lens altering in dimension, we're actually moving it closer or further away from the actual sensor itself. So what I tend to do is, obviously, I put it to a certain level which will allow me to get a sharpish focus on my scope. However, all scopes are different. Now the way that I've explained in previous videos before is to essentially twist the lens back, or as sometimes as might be the case, going a bit closer. Now one of the comments was to what should I essentially adjust. Now you can generally, and I haven't over tightened these too much, and if you want to, you can use some pin nose pliers, is to get your fingers, or again your pin nose pliers, and just gently twist this back. Now what I would then do is follow the other video and pull this backwards and forwards until you get a sharp image. Now what I then do is, if I want to really lock it down, is I would take this off. Again, it can take a little while. Take it off like so, and then adjust this again backwards or forwards, because then if I twist this to effectively one full turn that way, what will happen is when I go to tighten this element up, the locking ring will engage. Oops, sounds like I dropped the bloody thing. So the locking ring will engage, and then self-tighten. So there I know that it can't go any further towards the camera base itself, and also it won't come the other way. In addition to that, it's very solid. If you don't have a locking ring on, generally what happens is it kind of floats around a little bit, and this can rotate backwards and forwards. With all my kits I put the locking ring on anyway, so hopefully that'll explain a little bit more about what this part is for. And again, hopefully, Michael, this is generally for the video for you. If you've got any problems, just send me a message again. No, thanks, bye.